8:48 on the clock. Them palindromes. And that wasn't even planned. Oh hell. Logan, how are you doing, dude? I hope you're doing good. Miss Sheri, how's it going? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? We're just logging on. We're just getting started. You haven't missed anything. Do not worry. We are just clocking in here. The list is open today. We are doing 12-12. We got Cash App. We got Venmo. If you guys want something felt into or you just want a general read, we have that too. It's all 12-12 today. We got Cash App. We got Venmo. Welcome in. Welcome in. How's everybody doing today, man? Is it a good Wednesday? Are we having fun? Like, all the good things or what? That is on some bullshit. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We're just getting started. We are just getting started. If you guys would like something felt into today, we're doing it. If you just want an answer and you're done with all the bullshit, we got that too. And if you don't know what the hell you want, you just want something, and you're like, Lord, give me guidance. We got that too. It's called the general. Everything is 12-12 today. So don't worry. We're keeping it all the same price for simplicities, you know? We're doing price cuts. I just feel like it helps people, you know what I mean? Especially people who maybe can't afford some other people who are really expensive, you know? I had a good night with a friend who I'd like to be more with, and my karmic is big mad. Well, just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and you're not doing it to make your karmic big mad, you know? So, Salima, maybe? Salima, yeah. So, I can't feel into, Sven's energy, but I can do like a love relationship reading for you. I'm just not allowed to play in energy that I don't have permission to work in. You know what I mean? Nope, the night was fun. Friend was bonus. Well, then there you go, dude. That's the whole point, is to have fun, you know? So I'm glad that you were able to have fun, and I'm glad that things worked out well for you. And you know what? Just let the karmics do what they gotta do, you know what I mean? They can be grumpy, it's fine. It doesn't affect you. Just make sure you don't get wrapped up in getting back at the karmic. That's not the point, because the karmics taught you a lot, you know? As much as it may suck in the physical, in the spiritual, just show that. Say thank you and move on. Carla, will Christian come back to me? So, Miss Carla, I can do like a love relationship message for you, but I can't play in Christian's free will. You know what I mean? I'm only allowed to feel into energy that I have the permission to be in. So if we keep it in your energy, then we can do it. You know what I mean? We can do a love relationship, and the list is open, and it's 12-12 for reads today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. So if you want to do a love relationship, we can definitely do it. HS13. Am I doing yes, no's? I just do them as reads, you know what I mean? Are you able to see if me and somebody will reconcile? My team says yes, but they're calling it a fine line because it has to stay in your energy. So as long as we're asking for your energy, as in, will you do something? How does that affect you for your greatest, highest good? Then yes. But I can't feel on somebody else's energy. So they'll keep me focused on you. You know what I mean? Same thing, Miss F. Will Jamal. I can't feel into Jamal's free will. But if you want a love relationship message, we can do that. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. So if you would like something felt into, you know what I mean? We can do it. I'm just not gonna waste your time because my team only allows certain things, you know, energetic ethics and all that. Megan, you realized you was in the air? That's what's up. That's what's up. Malika, will Boo understand my spirituality? So I can only read in your energy. I can't read in a Boo. So if you want to do a read and I can feel into you, you know, we can do that. But I can't feel into a Boo. Will I find love again? I can do a love. Oh my God, the comments are going so fast. I can feel into you for love relationship, Mama JC. Mama JC, I can do that. Reads are paid today. It's 12/12. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. So if you'd like to get in the list, go ahead and do that now. We're about to bust out with the collective. If you guys are in here, please go ahead, tap that screen, smash that screen, share the live, please. It helps us stay out on FYP and it lets new people know we're over here doing shit. Money Mafia, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Life's going awesome over here. Thank you for the follow, Terry Joe. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we can do a general for you, Miss Tara. We totally can. You know, it's 12/12. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. That's how you get on the list. Just come back in, let us know how you donate. But we can definitely do a general for you. You know what I mean? I love Carhartt beanies. They're so comfy. You know. All right. We're gonna pop off with collective. The list is open, so if you want to get on the list, we have Cash App, we have Venmo. Go ahead and do your thing. Just come back in and let us know how you donate so we don't miss anybody on the list. It's first come, first serve. That's the order we go. So we're going to pop off with collective here. While we listen to collective, if you guys can just continue to tap that screen, share the live. It really does help keep us out on FYP. It makes a huge difference. Oof. Oof. I don't know if anybody else is over love messages, but I am over love messages. I'm over the collective love message. I'm over it because it usually never reaches, in my mind, the people who need to hear it. And it reaches the delusionals. It reaches the ones who are going to take one word and run with it. But I just have this feeling. Like this is gearing up to be a love message. It just feels that way. It just feels that way. So I got the Emperor out here, and honestly, we're bridging through to new emotional beginnings out here. I feel like this Emperor is starting to finally realize just who their specific High Priestess energy is, who their divine, spiritual feminine is. And it's paired, their sight of their illusion and their dropping of the delusion and the stagnancy and the lies and the deception that they've been sitting in for so long is coming. They're going to call it chaos. We're going to label the energy chaos. We're going to label it turmoil, lack of control. I do get a lot of manipulation energy with this masculine, so maybe he wasn't in the best of spots or best of places. But they're just talking about how he's his vision's starting to be clear. I'm getting a lot of water energy out here in the cards. We have 2 or 3 in the cards who are Pisces. Now, they are talking about some mental tension, and I feel like the need to call it mental tension. But they're talking about, for some reason, he's not crumbling this time. Whereas I feel like the masculine used to crumble in the past, and he used to kind of succumb to the manipulation, and he used to almost like follow suit or jump on board. And I really don't feel like that's the case anymore. I feel like he's more energetic. I feel like he's more optimistic. And I feel like that fire is heavily lit under his ass. And I feel like it's that passion that's going to start igniting his road again. So if you're a masculine, they're asking you to let go of the past. You can't change it, but you do need to face it. And I'm getting your abandonment is a lot of what you need to face here. and it's paired directly with who you were brought up to be as a child. I feel as though sometimes you were stunted creativity-wise. And there's just something with you in the love section. Like, you either didn't feel loved or you didn't feel like there was enough time to be loved. It's giving mother energy. If you're a masculine in here and you're not on the best of terms, or you have not come to terms with the past with your mother or your own parental figure who would be considered your feminine energy in the home, please circle back, because it's part of your healing journey. They just want you to look at it, realize it from an adult lens and no longer a child lens, so you can move on. They want you to continue forward, because they're talking about this is unleashing you onto spiritual changes and spiritual growth as things start to begin again. And that's exactly what they're saying. They're saying you need to stare at the waters in stillness. And I don't know why they're saying it that way, but they're saying to stare at the waters in stillness, because if you're moving, the waters are rippled and blurry and you can't see very well. I'm not sure why we're doing all the Rafiki kind of mystical weird energies with the words today, but that's what we're doing. And they're just talking about somebody needs to trust themselves in what they get. They're calling them cunning, and they're just talking about how you're remembering more about yourself. And I get that in a lot of different ways. You're remembering more about yourself because of what you've been through in the recent past, but I feel like they're starting to bridge you etherically in the fact that you're starting to remember exactly who your soul is. And the more you do that, the more you're going to realize you're not where you need to be. And this is exactly what they're talking about right now. This is exactly what they're kind of locked in and honing in on, is the fact that you're bridging your power with your wisdoms. And I feel like it's your wisdom of lifetimes that they're talking about right now. So when we start bridging things together for you, just know divine masculines. I'm sorry, I don't know who we're talking about now. Divine masculines. This is your brand new emotional beginning. I don't know why you're going against the flow, because you're a water sign. And they're talking about how even though that might not be your main symbol, and I got tons of Pisces out on the table, that might not be your main symbol. It doesn't matter. You have a ton of water in your chart, and they're just talking about usually you're the one who goes with the flow, but for some reason you don't want to do it this time. And they're just talking about it almost seems painful to go with the flow, but this is directly led by the upper realms. This is directly, as we say, the upper realms. We got the upper world card, and we had the tree of life pop out here. You're directly where you should be right now, and I feel as though things are being orchestrated from above. I'm getting a lot of, like, what are those, like, I don't know if they're Russian, the, like, play dolls with the strings, that they would do, like, stage things on. I don't know what they're called, but they're showing me the dolls with the strings, and people have, like, the crosses, and they're like, ha 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 ha. It's orchestrated from above. That's the only way I know to say it. And everything is reaching divine balance, because before things can be put together, it needs to reach divine balance in the middle world. And the middle world is here. When we're talking upper, lower, we're the middle world. We're not as dense as we could be. And they're just talking about somebody really having bridged through a lot. This is part of your rebirth. So if you feel like you're going through the pains of childbirth, well, welcome in, you are. Welcome in, you are. This is your, like, metaphysical rebirth. You've been here for quite some time, masculines, but you're just, like, fully awakening now to yourself. Like, not even just your spiritual journey. Like, you're fully awakening to yourself. Who you are, your power, your worth, your, I want to say sovereignty, your sovereignty, but also your divinity. How you fit into it all and how you flow into it all is extremely important. So I don't know who's been ignoring themselves, but you're being asked not to. You're being asked not to. Split the deck, we have the Lovers. They told me to look at the card. I just feel like somebody's realizing that things aren't as they seem. Now, I got the Five of Wands out here, although in this deck specifically, being my darker deck, it's talking about the difficulties of a struggle, of course, with the Five of Wands. However, it's usually conflict, but they're really starting to pull together the fact that through conflict, it made sense. Like, things are starting to make sense through the conflict, through the war, through the battles, and you're starting to gain a deeper understanding of yourself. and how you fit. They just keep going back and forth into how you fit into things. So I don't know as though you've never felt like you fit. We have the Ace of Cups out here again. I don't know if you've never felt like you've truly fit in anywhere and you've been at the mercy of the waters, but that's not it anymore. They're talking about you're starting to be more mature. You're starting to be more logical, more rational, and more slow moving, because I feel like you were quick. You were quick to run. You were quick to hike it out of there. You were quick to react is really what they're talking about. And now you've slowed down, but in a good way. You've slowed down, but in a good way, because now you're being more purposeful and more thoughtful, right? Like now things matter. And they're just talking about when you start putting things together, you're also finding your inner balance. So I'm seeing a lot of pentacles here, even though I have no pentacle cards out on the table. They're showing me the pentacle. And if you were to make that, I feel the need to tell you, if you were to make that with lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5. Yeah, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were to draw that with lines, it'd be 5. So we're back to 5s again. Maybe that's why they're showing it to me, because I feel like that's the putting it together. And the pentacle is a balanced shape. It's a balanced, sacred, geometric shape. And that's kind of what they're drawing in now. I feel as though when people look at you, they get the illusion of success. I feel as though they get the illusion that everything's a-okay, but I feel like in your mind, I have the King of Swords out here. I feel like in your mind, that's not the case. I feel like to you, it's anything but. And as I say that, we have the unstable effort card, we have the Tower, and we have the Death card. We have the Death card. You are transitioning through yourself. My right ear just started ringing hella hard. You are transitioning through self right now. You are seeing all the things you needed to see and more is what they're saying. All you needed to see and more. You almost can't believe your eyes is what it feels like. You almost can't believe your eyes. So if somebody is out here sitting in holy hella shock, yeah, you're right on par. This is part of your, like, big eruption. I feel the need to say eruption because now they're bringing me back to, like, volcanoes. Part of the masculine, when they ascend, it's, like, very quick. Like, it happens. Like, boom, 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 boom. They're talking about the feminine usually is a little bit slower, even though it's kind of funny. I feel like they're talking about more slow and steady. And then when the masculine makes a decision to go, it's, like, off to the races. Because I feel like they're talking about how he's more of the follower in this situation. And he's not leading, he's following. So he's following the divine feminine, which is odd to think about, but that's what they're talking about. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I don't know what kind of collective that was today, but that was kind of wild. I did not expect that. Did not expect that. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Let me scroll back. Thank you so much for all the likes, guys. Thank you for all the taps. Thank you for all the help. I'm so sorry. Let me just scroll back up. I love this beanie. Yeah. Should they give hearts for every letter we type? Should we give hearts for every letter we type? That's a fact. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you don't do physical stuff, but I really need a reading. Gotta be missing something. I know you don't do physical stuff. What does that mean? What do you mean, I know you don't do physical stuff? What does that mean, physical stuff?
Hey, you have an hour this week, right? Yeah. Great. I can teach you how to play 100.
What do you mean physical stuff?
No way.
Just let me know what you mean physical stuff. No, I just opened my list, Z. I just got on here, so I can put you up on first if you want. Who's on first? Who's on second? I can do that. Are you supposed to be tired still? I feel like we're coming to an end, but we're not done yet. I feel like the tired will end up being gone probably closer to Friday. Some are filtering a little bit faster than others, but we're not out of the woods yet. That's the way I want to say that. We're not out of the woods yet, Miss Leanne. Z sent payment. Any physical body related body symptoms. I mean, I do energy stuff and energy that affects the body. So I can feel into whatever you'd like me to. So if you want me to feel into something like symptoms or pain or something, I can do that. You know what I mean? If you need me to. Miss Z, alright, let me check. Alright, Miss Z, I got you. Alright, what do you got on your mind, Miss Z? What are you looking for, honey? You got a question, you got a problem, or are you just wanting a general? What you got up in your mind, Z? Your head feels non-stop, homie. Yes, ma'am. What do you want to do today? Do you have a question? Do you have a topic you want? Do you have a topic, or you want to do a general? Go with your first gut answer, is what I feel like I need to tell you. As I feel like you bouncing around. Just trying to see. I'm planning to do something new and go out March 2nd. Will I meet new people, friends, or people? Will I meet new friends or people and have a great time? I don't know. I don't know if you need me for that. I don't know if you need me for that. I feel like you're going to have a good time regardless. I feel like you're just one of them people who are going to have a good time regardless, because you're going to make it a good time. But you want to know, will you make new friends? Your team's kind of blunt today. Like 100%. You're one guy who's like, probably not. Probably not. Like, that's how they said it too. Like, very unamused. Probably not. Like, it kind of hit me as like Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. I'm always watching. Like, that's the kind of... He's just like, no, probably not. And but I'm getting it more as though long-term friends. Like, I feel like you're looking for like a ride or die, and you're hoping you're gonna like bump into some like really awesome friends. And I feel like he's like, like he's just sitting there going, not like that. Like that's like he is unenthused. Like he's not amused. He's not. He's not amused. Like. He's just like, no. Like, if he could have a lazy eye, I would give him like one of the lazy eyelids that where it's always half closed. It's like, no. Like. Well, I mean, we could throw on it anyway, though. We could throw on it anyway. He's talking about how you'd have to put yourself out there to find what you're looking for. And you're not going to find the things that you're looking for because you're not the best you possible yet. So you're like looking for somebody that is going to jive with like the new you down the road, but you're not the new you down the road yet. So it makes me feel, he's making me feel as though like because you're not complete, the person you find right now, you're not necessarily going to jive with them, I guess, later down the road. He's not making me feel like it's somebody that's going to grow with you. Yeah, there's a lot of disconnect and some kind of like tit for tat struggles going on. Holy hell. But he's still calling you resilient. So I don't think that it's that you're not going to have a good time. You're just looking for your bestie. You know what I mean? You want to change the scenery, and he's talking about how right now you're not there. You're still in the separation phase of your hermiting. Like you're still in the I'm going to separate you to learn yourself phase. So that's not the phase where you gain actual friends. That's the phase where you might meet people to trigger your growth, and you might meet people who are for a season and not for a lifetime. And so he's just talking about like, he's saying don't get too attached. Don't get too attached to what you find. Yeah. Yeah, they just have it as pushing forward your wheel. They don't have it as like, holy hella, your bestie's gonna pop out. You know what I mean? Hey Patricia, thank you for the follow, dude. That's not how they're pushing it out here. Are you like fighting your rebirth? And I just want to ask you, like, are you fighting yourself in your rebirth? Like, are you kind of refusing to, like, let go of something, or refusing to kind of push forward and do something different? Because it's kind of, you kind of have, like, conflicting energies here. Because it's, like, part of you is, like, fuck this, I'm over it. And is, like, pushing yourself through and trying to pick yourself up, pretty much, and get moving. And then there's this other energy that is almost like you have to drag it along in order to get what you want accomplished, is what it feels like. So I feel like there's a really heavy kind of struggle within yourself. There's a big kind of struggle within yourself. It's like this. It's like a predisposition to despair. That's the only way I want to say it. It's like a predisposition to being in despair. To being kind of on the down and out. But then it's like every once in a while I'm going to put my party shoes on. But not in like a bad way. Not like a reckless way. It's just like you have to convince yourself. Like you have to kind of convince the other part of you that's like, oh, you know. And this is the push-pull that you're going through. I kind of feel as though you're like somebody who might want something else before you leave something behind. I feel like you might be somebody who's like, well, I'm going to relate it to a job, although I don't feel like they're talking about a job here. I feel like they're talking about something else, but, you're almost like someone who's like, well, I'll leave this job when I have my new job, like, locked down. And that's kind of almost like what it feels like. Well, when I get something else that can replace this, then I'll let this go. But they actually want you to do it the opposite. Because otherwise you're going to be attracting the same kind of energy that you're trying to let go. Because that's the energy you're surrounding yourself with. And that's the energy that you're embodying. So it's part of like, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot. Because you have this huge conflict energy within you still that you're still struggling about, and you haven't quite made a firm decision, stuck with it, and moved with it. You're kind of fighting your own rebirth, whether you realize it or not. To break away from negative patterns, to break away from negative situations, you're resisting that change, which is your rebirth. You're resisting moving forward to something else. And that's all they're calling you to do right now. Because right now they're saying, like, you're the one keeping you stuck. Like, it's nobody else but you. I think that's what they're getting at when they say, like, you're the reason that you're, you know, the way that you are at right now. Is because that inability to move forward, it's like all of you is not on the same page, and in order to attract and bring in friends and people and other things that, you know, are gonna start the new you journey, you have to start it within you first, because otherwise they're just gonna be catalysts, and chances are they're, like, your team specifically is talking about, they're just gonna be catalysts, and they won't be here forever. It doesn't mean they won't be good people, and doesn't mean they're gonna be karmics. They're just not going to be your forever, and it might kind of, like, dampen you. They're using the word dampen. It might kind of dampen you, your energy, your excitement for what you're doing. And they're just talking about getting back to who you are. Like, you need to get back to who you really are. Not who you had to be to survive. Not who you are in a current relationship or situation. But, like, situationship. But, who you actually are. This is what they're having you transition from into. Yeah. Yeah, you're still in your lesson phase. This is why you feel so separate. But I'm gonna be honest, they're gonna have you separate for a little bit. They're gonna have you by yourself for a little bit, because you gotta unlearn some things, and you gotta relearn who you are. So they're going to have you cultivate your inner peace by yourself. Yep. They're going to have you cultivate your inner peace by yourself. Self-centered. All focused on you to bring out the diamond under pressure. You're 11-11 and you're 9, which is completion. They're pushing you forward in different ways. It's going to be a mental change for you, but it's also going to be a physical change. Because your biggest adversary right now is your mind, your mentality, and how they have you doing things. We have the 36 out here again, which is also 9. And on this card, it's the snake. It's shedding the skin. It's doing something different. So you have a lot of rebirth that you're struggling your way through. And that's the way they're saying it. You're struggle busting your way through it. It's because part of you wants to do it, knows you should do it. And the other part of you is throwing a temper tantrum about doing it. And, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't know if I should do it. What if I'm wrong? What if blah, 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 blah. And you're keeping the other part of you down. You're like, the other half of you is like the ball and chain that you have to, like, to get out of where you're at. So they're kind of asking you to focus on what the hang up is for you to move forward, because all the things you're asking about are in the future when you're the new you. So they're talking about how you keep trying to look towards the future, but you're the same you. So if you want a better future, you have to change the you now so that can be brought to you. They want you to change your focus. They don't want to change. They don't want you to be, what will I have? What can I achieve? What can I get? They want you to be like, what do I have right now? Like, who am I right now? Kind of a thing. You know? Does that help at all, Miss Z? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you have any questions off of that? Let me scroll back because I don't look at this. Let me scroll back. I'm trying to let go of a relationship that caused me a lot of emotional stress. Well, it's already done, but that's a lot to accept. Yeah. So what should I do to be able to let this go and all the worries and doubts? Well, let me see. Let me talk. Thank you so much for the gifts and the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So let's answer the first question first. Your first question was, what do I have to do? Your masculine guide's talking about forgiving yourself for having put yourself in that position, for having accepted less than your worth because you see your worth now. And he's talking about you put up with less than your worth. And he's talking about for a while. He's using the word a while. Actually saying a while now. A while now. So he wants you to learn to forgive yourself and stop holding it over your own head. But then he wants you to go all the way back. Excuse me. Whether you realize it or not, transmutation. Whether you realize it or not, he wants you to go like all the way back. Like take the football and run it. Because the reason that you decided to put up with less than you are worth is linked for you. He's showing me your teen self. He's not even showing me your child self. He's showing me like your tween, teen, like your 12, 13, 14 kind of a self. He's not taking me real far back. So I would go back to that age, that timeline, and see where it stems from, because everything right now is a symptom, right? A symptom of the actual problem, right? So you got with somebody who wasn't for you. Okay, but why did we do that? What did we come across, or what did we think, or what was our mind that caused us to do that? What was our trauma, our drama, our baggage? Like, what was it? He wants you to go all the way back because he needs you to accept yourself. Because there's a large part of self-acceptance that you haven't bridged yet. You haven't got to yet. You like accept how things shook out, and you accept the hand you were dealt, but it's almost like you're taking it out of your hands. You're taking it almost out of your control a little bit, and he wants you to put it back into your control. So he's pretty much having you go back and look at it with new lenses. So less judgmental and more understanding of self. And then your second question, which was, will I be alone for a while? He says not alone, discovering self. He's saying there's a difference. Not alone, discovering self. He's talking about being surrounded by many energies while you go through it. But he's saying none that will stick. So it makes me feel like in a relationship standpoint, yeah, you'll have a couple right nowers, you know what I mean, who might look like good prospects or might be good friends or might whatever, but for one reason or another, he's making me feel like you're gonna outgrow them faster than they can keep up with you if you choose to really dive into self here, because that's what he's really calling you to do. Because there's like this large, I'm gonna call it a hole. There's like this large hole, kind of in the center of you, and it's pointing me towards your heart, your chest. Like if you were to cut the breasts in half, it's just like this spot that's just not quite whole. It looks kind of dark, like the lights were shut off for a little while. And it's just something that caused pain, hurt, harm to yourself. So we just don't go there, and that's what it makes me feel like. Is like, well, that really hurts, so we just don't travel down that alley. We just don't turn that corner. We always go left. We don't go right. And he's wanting you to go down where it's dark. It's gonna sound cheesy, but that's actually how we find our light. That's how we find our self-power. That's how we find what we're worth. And we find our own self-worth, not for anybody else, but for us. It's in the dark that we see our light sometimes when all the lights are on. Just like a flashlight, you can't see how bright you are. So you got to go into the depths of your shadow to kind of bridge the gap and bring things back in order to figure out and find out just how awesome you are. And he wants you to cut yourself a break. He's actually cursing. Cut yourself a fucking break. He's just talking about how you just don't ever give yourself any slack. And this is something that he wants you to learn. for yourself and for your own health that you're allowed to make a mistake. And you're allowed to learn from that mistake and not do it again. He's just talking about, though, like, when you keep making the same mistake, he's talking about that's when he questioned you. That's when he questions you, like, what are we doing here? It's because you can see it, and for some reason you don't want to believe it, so he's calling you back into self, so that way when you see it, you'll believe it next time. He's saving you from continuously learning the hard way, so he's trying to offer you a different way. So he wants you to start with your most recent heartache, is what he's talking about, your most recent heartache. Start there. Forgive yourself. See the good in it. See what you've learned. See the red flags you knew were there but decided not to listen to. And then he wants you to take that football and keep going back and see what caused that feeling that made you feel like you need to settle for that. That you need to settle for less than what you deserved. That's what he's talking about. Let me scroll. Does that help, Miss Z? Does that seem like it answers your questions? The list is open, guys. 9:29 on the clock. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. It's just 12:12. Okay, good. I'm glad then, Miss Z. Thank you for spending your time, your space, and your precious energy here with us and allowing me to feel into your team and everything. I enjoy it. Thank you. You know what I mean? So the list is open. We are doing reads for 12/12 today. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. If you would like to get on the list, if you have a question you want felt into or a topic, or maybe you just want a general, we can do that too. It's all 12/12, you know? Who is the male that you always talk about when you do my readings? This one's your guide. He presents himself to me as your masculine energy. So he's one of your guides, your spirit guides. He's not presenting himself as a dead masculine or as a deceased loved one, or he's not hitting my mediumship. He's just hitting my my guide ability. So he seems like one of your main guides. I never tell people if it's their birth guide or whatever, but he seems like he knows you pretty well, so he's been around for a while, and he answers for you most of the time in reads. At least the two that he answered, I think, because I think was it last week? I think it was last week you got a read, and I feel like he was present as well. So he's just your go-to. You know what I mean? Yeah. Smile. Patricia, what did I miss? Hold on. Welcome in. Hi. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Bethany Bonk. Are you still in here? I just want to let you know you subscribed, so it would be in your best interest to also become a member of the website, because all of my subscribers earn points every month that they're a subscriber, and points eventually equals money off of services on the website. So you subscribed for a month, so it's 5 points right off the get. So if you are somebody who might in the future want a private space or a reading or whatnot, it's a good way to rack up points, but I can't keep your points anywhere unless you're a member of the website. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you anything. Our website's www.ChildOfBalance.com, and it's in the link tree. So I just try to tell all the subscribers, because they can gain points, and it's kind of like a 2-for-1, in addition to subscriber pricing that we do a couple times a week, in addition to subscriber-only videos. We also try to make sure that everybody knows that they can gain points, you know. Good evening. I see all your questions, Miss Patricia. Would you like a read? Reads are 12/12 today. We got Cash App, we got Venmo. Would you like me to feel into something for you and put you on the list? I saw that you were asking some questions in the comments. Welcome in, Rooted. Welcome in, dude. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If not, it's okay. You're more than welcome to stick around. But I saw you asking questions, so I wasn't sure if you were wanting on the list, you know. Sorry. Notification City, you know. Notification City. Woo! So how's everybody doing today? We having fun yet? Is the energy serving everybody well? Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for everyone who's been in here tapping that screen while we've just been hanging out. If you guys would like to read today, we're doing Cash App, we're doing Venmo. So if you would like something felt into, don't worry, that's how you do it. Oh no, what? What? Oh no, what? Oh no, what, Miss Leanne? Feel like when you say oh no, it's never good. Tired? There's a lot of people who have been massively tired, and it's 100% okay. The Divine Feminines as a whole are doing a lot of transmuting energy right now, specifically through their sacral chakra. And there's something big about this moon coming up, you know what I mean? Yeah, hey, you and me both. You and me both, you know what I mean? Well, I just wanted to... It's okay, I wasn't trying to call you out, Miss Bethany. I just wanted to make sure you knew that because you're a subscriber and you're a new subscriber, you can also gain points on the website for already having subscribed. So if you decide you want to make, an account on the website, so that way you can add things to the cart and whatever, but you gain points. So when you... Doesn't cost you anything. We don't spam your shit. It'll never cost you money. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that, because you can gain 5 points, and then should you decide to ever resubscribe or something like that, you know what I mean? That can continue to add up somewhere as in a points bank. And then once you get to 200 points, it's 20% off any service. And you can gain points through the handmade shop, through this, through joining the website, you get 10 points. For downloading the app, you get 10 points. So, you can gain points fairly quickly through this. Through joining the website, you get 10 points. For downloading the app, you get 10 points. So, you can gain points fairly quickly. You didn't miss anything. I just wanted to make sure that you, 100% knew, Hey, why is there an Erin on YouTube, Child of Balance? So, Erin's keys. Erin is Keys of Wisdom 369. Her name is Erin. She's a business partner, and you'll also see Miss Rooted Intentions on there every once in a while when she posts a video. She goes by Miss Megan. So it's the three of us. I just so happened to have started the business, and then I was like, "Do you think we should really do this?" That's pretty much what was happening. Oh, there is somebody copying me. Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. No, we do have a scam stalker account, whatever you want to call it, spam account on here, and they are using our logo and they are using our name. So we definitely do have one of those, unfortunately. But yes. Yeah, yes, man, I know. I just decided one day at lunch, and then, I called Keys, and she's like, we're doing this. And I'm like, oh my god, we should do this, and then we really did it. So, I'm not the imposter. No, definitely not. Definitely no imposter here. And yes, I did just stash myself on live television. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my god. The rolly chair is almost knocking me over. Oh, so hold on. Let me just check. So the list is open, guys. If anybody would like like to get on the list, it's just 1212. If you guys have a question, or if you would like something felt into, or maybe you just want a general, we're doing 1212 today. If you guys have collective questions, go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. Collective questions are questions that do not require me to feel into you. They could be a question about a topic, or you want to play devil's advocate, or maybe you just wanted to start up a chit chat. Feel free to drop whatever is on your mind in the comment section. We usually spark up some pretty good conversation that way. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we're going to be on here for a little bit longer. You know what I mean? We'll probably be on here till at least 10. So if you want to get on the list, go ahead and jump on now. Because we're only going to be on for a little bit longer. Welcome on, guys. Welcome in. Dude, I don't even know. I don't even know. All I know is that spiritual transformation is coming for the divine masculine super hard. So if you are a divine masculine... Oh, wait! Miss Sheri. Miss Sheri. I am so sorry. Miss Sheri, are you still in here? Where's my head at? Where's my head at? Is Miss Sheri still in here? Girl. Where my head at? I didn't write you down. I don't know why. Are you wanting me to feel into something for you? 9:39 on the clock. I got sidetracked and then I just got bopped in the head. Perfect. What would you like me to feel into, Miss Sheri? It sounds so weird calling you by your first name. Physical discord, creating issues I do not want. This might be a weird question. Is your foot okay? This might be a weird question. Is your foot okay? Because I feel like my left foot, I feel like I have this weird, if this were your outside, if this was your pinky toe, it's like it goes straight down the whole outside, and it almost feels like numb tingling. It almost feels like numb tingling, almost if my foot was asleep. But not. It's not super intense, but it is very present, and I'm getting it kind of coming into, bridging out of the arch and kind of coming into the outside, almost of the heel bulb, kind of the heel of your foot almost. It's a very interesting fizzle. That's the way I want to call it, that fizzy energy that kind of sits around. Do you keep it you have foot surgery? You had foot surgery? Oh, gourd. Yeah, and they're starting me at the foot, but it feels like a little bit more than just healing. I don't know how to make that make sense. It feels like it's a little bit more than healing. It almost has a coolness to it in temperature, which is very interesting. If somebody were to be and blowing a slight breeze on it all the time is what it feels like. It's very odd, as if someone stuck a fan down on my foot. It's odd. But you want me to focus on the hip? You know, they're really pulling me towards nerves. They're not pulling me, and for the foot too, they're not pulling me towards a whole lot of energy. They're pulling me towards nerves, and I think one affects the other, because they're bringing me into way of going. They're linking me into like way of walking, way of moving, to where it's knocking multiple things out of, I want to call it alignment, but it's not like energetic alignment. It's just like, because even though this is going to sound weird, but even though your walk wasn't 100%, even though your walk wasn't 100% apparently, they're talking about it changed your cadence. It changed the cadence to how you walk, which is having a trickle up effect. So how you're carrying that foot is having a trickling effect. And they're also talking about support on the off leg. So support on your off leg. And they're bringing me into, like, they're showing me like a web of nerves. So like all the nerves connecting together. And it has to do with how you're compensating, is the way that they're taking me to, how you're directly compensating for things in the way that your nerves are firing so quickly. In like this healing stage is the way that I want to say it, how everything's kind of firing so fast. But the hip thing, does the hip thing kind of wrap? It kind of, that's uncomfortable. It's giving like overstretch, like almost if you overstretched and like pulled your groin, like it's kind of wrapping around the front, but it's weird because it's like it's spider webbing up the left and almost coming like belt across the front. I'm seeing like 3 that come across the front, like where like almost like your undies would sit, I guess. And then it's like tucked up under to where your leg actually like ball joint attaches, kind of a thing, is what it feels like. Like it feels like it wraps around the front and not the back. Like it doesn't feel like it's radiating, wrapping around the booty. It feels like it's radiating, wrapping inward and like in the crease of the leg. And I'm going to be honest, this is causing a forward tilt, because they're showing me like a pelvic forward tilt, to almost where, I don't want to say you're hunching, that's not it, but maybe you're like pouching your booty out a little bit, to kind of like, I don't want to say brace, but like brace and kind of try to readjust, which is putting upper stress on the upper back. So I don't know if one, it feels like a domino effect for you, and that's why things are getting just a little bit, transmutation, just getting a little bit out of whack. But they're talking about how it's very much nerve related, and the sizzling is nerve related, and my left ear just went deaf tone. But they're also talking about like a pulsing, like almost like a zap, like a pain, like in that area, to where it just like whoosh whoosh all of a sudden. Does it feel like if you, like, does it, like, is almost, it's the domino effect, it wraps, I feel in back, but I can see around from, and I get zap pain stepping on the right leg. Yeah, it's like all connected, and they're talking about how it's the cadence of your walk. Something about compensating for the left with the right is putting more stress on the right, And the zap pressure is nerves. The zap pressure is nerve pain, is what they're talking about. But because it's formed, like, this is the way they're saying it, and, like, showing it to me more than honestly saying it, is, like, because it's causing you to move and kind of shift your weight in a different way, it's causing nerves to be pinched in multiple places. So I don't know if you've ever had problems with sciatica that go down the right leg. That's not the same kind of pain you're experiencing right now, but they're linking all 3 points together for me. Not just your sciatic, but they're talking about a pelvic tilt, to where it's almost like you're rotating your butt out, and like as if you were like, the only way I know to say is if you're kind of sitting on a horse and sitting more on your crotch, so you're walking like crotch straight down, as opposed to the pelvis sitting the way it should be, upright in like an open cup. It's almost like you're pivoting it. So you got the right foot or the left foot pain, the pelvic tilt, and then the pain because of the compensation, which is also sending up through the back. So they're saying like one starts another, and they're just linking them together in like this weird way that it almost forms like a greater than less than sign, starting from like the left to the hip, and then back like almost kind of across to like that. Yeah, almost to like that mid-center kind of a pull in the back. And they're just talking about that a lot of it is wrapped around nerval pain. Acupuncture might give you a little bit of stress relief for overcompensation. But they really just keep pulling me down to your left foot. They really keep pulling me down to your left foot, even though I know you're saying the hips, the pain. They continuously are pulling me down to the left foot. I almost want to do like a whole body scan on you, because I feel like you got so much going on. You got so much going on just energetic wise, like you're just kind of tight like all over, and this is not making it any easier. I feel like you're a harborer. I feel like you're a harborer of energies, to where sometimes they have like hold on. Let me see. Do my guides have any ideas on how to help myself? They just keep pulling me down to the left foot, so let's see if there's something that we can do to assist with the left foot, because they just keep pulling me continuously down to the left foot. How long are you post-op? Because I mean, I've never had foot surgery. I know Keys has. But I'm like wondering if there's something else down there for Nerval. I feel like I want to tell you to go do energy stuff on the foot. As far as releasing pain. Acupuncture is going to help, especially with the pressure. in the shift that it's caused. I don't know that the left foot's an easy fix though. I feel like it's not gonna be a one and done fix with the left foot. And I could be completely wrong, but I feel like it's gonna be kind of like a nagging thing for you, even after it heals every once in a while. It just makes me feel like you're gonna step wrong, and you're gonna feel like a odd something in that left foot. Yeah. Because they're just talking about, like, are you going again for x-rays? Are you going again for x-rays post-op? Or anything? To see how things are healing anytime soon? Because they're just showing it to me like as a big gray area. Like, it's not lighting up white. It's not lighting up black or brown. It's just lighting up very gray and like muddled. Did you get like screws or something reset? Because it's making me feel like, did you like I should know this, and I'm so sorry, but like, did you like break your foot or something? Because I'm getting the feeling like things were shifted, like things were like moved, like in order to place something is what it feels like. And I think part of the what you're feeling is not only the placement of either a screw or being there, but I also feel like they had to move structures out of the way. Like, that's what it feels like. I feel like the grayness is just where they went in and kind of meddled, because it's like coming from the toes and then like heading down the foot, and to me the radiating down and almost like down to the heel is nerval, and I feel like they had to move something, and I don't mean they physically cut a nerve or anything. I just mean like I think they had to move things out of the way, and that caused irritation. Now, as to what they placed in, whether it be a rod or a screw or something, but it's making me feel metallic-y. It's making me feel kind of metal-y. I just think it's going to be a little bit of a long healing process for you in particular, is kind of what they're lending to. But it's going to be energetically easing that area from the static as much as possible. Acupuncture is going to help with the pressure on the good foot for compensation, and through the hip for cadence. But there's just something weird about whatever they placed. And I don't feel like it was like, I don't get the feeling as though it was like a bad surgery, in the fact that like it like was one problem after another. Like, I don't get that like really heavy feeling that way. But I do get the feeling that they had to like scoot something aside, and it irritated something. And they just keep pulling me back to like a web of nerves. Yeah. And I feel like because the way that feet are so intricately connected to everything else, whether people realize it or not, like because that's basically your body's vessel's foundations. One little thing in the feet has a ripple effect. I almost want to tell you to look into a little bit of like Chinese energy meridians and maybe a little bit of reflexology to where it comes with mapping the feet. Because I feel like there's something, they're like showing me the bottom of toes. They're showing me like the bottom of toes, like in between where like your toenail kind of your toenail footprint thing would be like on the bottom. So if this was like the tippy tip, and then you have that little space in between where like your toe connects in, and they're showing me like that gap, like in between, where it connects from like the tip, the gap, and then actually like the bridge of the foot, or not the bridge, the whatever the first major knuckles are. But they're showing me more the underside of your foot rather than the top of your foot, which is interesting to me. So it just makes me feel like there's like, I don't want to say collateral damage, but it makes me feel like there's more sensitivity through the bottom and the outs, like on the outside, that would be radiating upward, is kind of what they're pointing at. But I would be curious to see if you look up whatever part of the foot got surgery done on it, as to what that relates to in your body as far as energy meridian, as to what area, what organ, that would be interesting, because I feel like you're getting it from nerves, but I also feel like energy wise, because you're not as, I don't want to say rooted, because that's a little bit dramatic, but because it's changing so much for you in the way that you stand and walk right now. Yeah. But they're not having me pulled to the hip or groin as anything in like the main chakras. They're really only pulling me there because of collateral, like nerval pain. They're not tying it back to like any major like non-related issue, which is very interesting. But they are connecting those three dots together. Like one affects the other, which is gonna eventually start affecting the way your back feels if it hasn't already. So I think they're just warning you of limiting the space that it has to travel, like the nerves. But it sounds like you're already kind of starting to look into other things. So I think that's going to be in your best benefit before things get super tight. You know what I mean? Is what they're talking about. Let me scroll, because it just feels like they like messed with structures. Like that's the way I want to say it. And I feel like what you're feeling, one, is a physical, because they mess with structures and the nerves were involved and structures were displaced. That's the way I want to say it. Structures were moved aside, they were displaced, they were nicked in some way, shape, or form in placing whatever they had to place. But it's also like energetically, they kind of over-irritated or over-destroyed the light body in that area. Like that's the way it makes me feel, because that light is not a vibrant and it doesn't match your calf. It's more of a duller, fuzzy gray. It makes me feel like in fixing the physical body, which in the terms of energy would be the physical symptom, they damaged the light body, which would be your subtle energy. You know what I mean? The actual thing. So I feel like a lot of what you're feeling is kind of twofold. You're feeling the displacement, but then you're feeling, because you are who you are, you're feeling the disassociation and the disorganization of the light body in that area right now, because it's a mess. Like light body wise, and I know you were asking physically, but like light body wise, it's a whole hella mess in that whole foot. Like the whole thing's gray compared to your calf, which is much brighter and much whiter. Let me scroll. I get a zapping pain when I step on my right leg. Start acupuncture. I've had sinus spurs, surgeries, compensation. We can do that. Let me know what to sign up for. Lots of tension and tightness. Yeah. Foot surgery 4 weeks. It was just a hammer toe. No idea. Adhesions. They put a pin in your second toe. Straight into top of toe, straight down. Oh. Okay, so that makes sense why we're focusing on the toes then. They had to cut tendons. Oh. And a metal pin. Oh my God. Good Lord. Hey, Robin. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the share. Thank you. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. I'm not surprised that it looks like that then. Because basically, regardless if it's medical or not, like regardless if it's medically normal or not or whatever, placing anything inside the body energetically is still a foreign body inside the energy field. And that's still how the energy sees it, as a foreign body inside the energy field. When you're just speaking only on energy, that's how the body behaves. So regardless if it's medical grade, whatever, energetically, because you are a very energetic person, it's still perceived by your energy as a foreign body, which I'm not surprised. And if they had to cut tendons, that also explains why they're talking about displacing things and moving things aside, is because they literally cut tendons. So yeah, so your light body needs to recover in that area altogether, from the physical damage, which is the way that the light body is going to take that, the physical damage to the physical vessel. So that's going to take some time, and you can just do that through energy stuff, energy healing, energy manipulation, dealing with chi and prana. But as far as the nerve pain goes, yeah, that's going to be different. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be completely different, because they showed all the nerves going straight up and connecting through. Yeah, that's going to be wild. You have kind of two different kinds of healing going on there. You have your physical surgery healing, and then you have like your light body just trying to get back on to normal. You know what I mean? So, it's a really great product. We use it for horses. But I hope that helps in some way. At the very least, just confirm what you're, dealing with. That doesn't sound fun, though. That doesn't sound fun at all. Welcome in, guys. So, we're going to do last call. You know what? If I was just a random person and you had told me you were having that, I don't think I would have thought it was a big surgery. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like it sounds like something very casual, but apparently it ended up not being as casual as as I'm assuming it was described, planned, maybe. It was supposed to be simple and easy. Deathamine sulfoxide. It helps with foot and nerve pain. Yeah. Yeah. Keys does a lot of cool apothecary stuff. And I would throw that all in the realm of apothecary, that organic healing, that herbal healing. Yeah, she's very good, very up to date on all of that, very both metaphysically and medically. Very good with all of that stuff. So if you ever want someone to like teach you how to heal yourself with herbs, Miss Keys of Wisdom's that person. I don't think I've been able to stump her yet on a weird question. Have I heard of Isaac? Yes, I'm a bad speller. Ecstatic? Is that spelled? No, that's not. Oh. See, this is why we don't do words. Robin, Miss Keys has. I have not. I mix my own tea. I mix my own tea and I just use what I have on hand. But she knows all of it. Well, thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for sharing your time and your space with us today. Thank you for sharing your energy and allowing us to communicate with your guides. Thank you for everyone who donated and got a read today. You know, thank you for everyone who sat in the back, spent time with us, tapped the screen, showed the love, shared the space. It's much appreciated, you know. Yeah, sour soap leaves. Sour sop. I always say soap, but sour sop leaves. Yes. All good for the big C. Yup. Yes. Proven, written about, studied for centuries, and then discarded. Yep. You can either message her right on like her TikTok, or you can go to our email, or if you like are asking for a session, she's Erin, and you can do a session that way too. It just depends on what you mean. So you can message her on her TikTok or email. You know what I mean? So I can't see it says that's my personal email, but I can't see your email. So I don't know if you posted it, but yeah. I didn't get a thing. I didn't get a block thing. So as long as y'all figure it out, but no, it didn't show up because Talk won't let you post it as you have to put a space in it. So put a random space in it, or you can just message the ChildOfBalance and I can just forward it to Erin either way. And then she can respond and I can, you know what I mean? Then she'll have your email address. Or if you text me your email, there you go. There's the spaces. Now we can see it. Now we can see it. And so can the whole world. So I'm not sure that's the best. Yikes. All right, quickly, everyone write that down. Spam Erin. No, I'm just kidding. Quickly. When she least expects it, quickly. Good, you heard it. She's given energetic permission. Quick, run. There you go. You can contact her there, and she answers pretty quick. She answers all the things pretty quick. So thank you all for being here. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to shoot to be on in the morning tomorrow. The day just definitely got away from us today. But I will see you guys all around like, I don't know, 11:30. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the love, support. And I'll see you guys later. Oh, no worries. No worries. That's what me and Keys are here for. That's the reason we do it. You know what I mean? To help out. Thank you. I will see you guys later.